Hilo was, but hey, this is for the people who are at home. Yeah. Okay. Well, sorry. Well, hey, you should be here. No, I'm recording. There'll be stuff. The editing stuff goes on. I stepped
You
out.
guys also stepped outside while it was going.
Yeah, we were doing that. So yeah, so there's all different types of light. So this is our control light, right? Another way, if it's super heavy, we could even put like a sandbag right here and help deal with it. Again, our light, we can control it in multiple different ways. We can control it with this. Again, let's look at the gel. But what's cool about these Godoxes are their color balanced for daylight. So you could actually put them outside and help film your daylight coloring. Any questions or comments about lighting? Now, we talked about three-point lighting when we did the interview. We'll talk about that when we do more interviews, but yeah, three-point lighting is a great way to do an interview subject, but we can control it with multiple different ways. This is basics, so we're just gonna talk about the basics, but color, we talked about white balance, we talked about the sun. The sun is a great source to use, just know that it could be a friend or a foe, and using lights. Now, Tim, I don't have a Godox at home. Why? Why don't you have a Godox at home? Oh, because it's like $2,000 or something like that. Is that about how much it is? Okay. Well, that's why I don't have two of them. But what can I use instead? Well, there are things called practical lights. Who knows what a practical light would be? Saving. Huh? Like a lamp. Great example. I bet Daniel wasn't going to say that.
Sorry,
guys. Like a lamp. Well, guess what? We have a practical light here on set. Oh, it's not over stuff. Here's my practical lamp. I bought this at Goodwill for a shoot here at Gavlin. Guess what? It works. Striking. Whoa. Pretty good, right? A very mood light. What can you tell me about the light in the lamp? Warm and soft. Yeah, soft would be, if we say the light is soft, it means it's not hard shadows, right? So it's probably diffused light. A lamp like this gets diffused because it has the lamp shade, which actually acts as a cone, basically, directs the light down or up. It's just not going to hit us in the face. But guess what? If I'm at home and I have a lamp, I could use this to light somebody, right? Either close up or away. These are all types of stuff we can do that are practical lighting. If I was a no or low budget filmmaker, which I would use practical lighting a lot, especially in like a horror film. You could get away with using fluorescent lights. I've had students buy. You can buy like a cheap lighting kit for $100 that'll come with some fluorescent tubes, and use that until you can really afford more. The biggest hurdle for filmmakers is the expense, right? It's expensive. Filmmaking is one of the more expensive arts forms. Why is that? Because all of the equipment costs money to rent or buy, or it costs money to take this class, right? But it doesn't take as much money as the equipment we have here, so you have access. But when you're on your own and you're buying equipment, when I first started out, I had to pick and choose what I wanted to go with. And so I thought about what were the best production values. And I will tell you that a cheap light kit will enhance your video. Maybe you won't be like professional grade Hollywood movie imagery, but if you're able to light your subjects so they look good to take photos or take video, that's going to add production value that will enhance your ability to get work. So, 3 keys, right? Your camera, your lighting, and your audio are the best places to start from if you want to invest in filmmaking. So those are always going to be important. Your audio is going to be important. How it's lit and how it looks going to be important, and your camera, how you're recording it. So even we've all seen ring lights, right? Like ring lights make zooms look better, make content look better. It's just because it's a nice soft light that goes into your face and lights somebody's eyes perfectly. The ring, if that circles in their eyes, I can't stand the ring light, to be honest. But it's a great way to film.
Yeah, so like these lights are very expensive, so get creative with it. Just go to like Lowe's, go Evo, and find something for like 10 or 40 bucks and start off like that. That's what I do. Find lights that I had at my house, just using some options.
Yeah, Amazon's a great source, and we can look. If you want to buy something or you're interested in lighting, you can come and talk to me, and I'll give you my advice or hey, realistically, if you want my advice, just say I want to spend $20, $100, $200 on X, Y, or Z. Number one thing I get from one second. Number one thing I get from like a lot of my family members and or people who are like, hey Tim, I think I'm gonna like film. I do speeches. I want to start filming myself. Can you put together a package for me? And then I put together a package for them, and I usually go like, well, obviously they don't want to spend $10,000, so I'll give them like $1,000 package, and they're like, oh, I was thinking of like $200, and I'm like, you're probably not going to get what you want from it, because that alone, like $1,000 is a great starting point if you're like shooting on your phone, and because the biggest investment I think is going to be audio. The biggest jump between the consumer and prosumer is audio. Audio is going to be a direct barrier of entry for professional filmmaking, because a good audio recorder is $500 easy, and then a microphone is $200 easy. So there you go, $700 just to get audio. So it's expensive, but I'm happy to talk more. We'll have a lesson in this class where I tell you how to make money in film, in video filmmaking. And I have students who talk to me all the time. How much should we quote this, or how much are this? And there's a formula. You have to think about how much your time is worth, and it's always great when like a family member, because guess what? All of you who are now content creators know something about cameras. You're gonna have a family member who's gonna have a wedding or a birth or something they want filmed, and you're gonna get approached, and they're like, hey, how much to do this? And then when you quote them, they'll be like, never mind, if you quote them properly, because people, it's a thing that people don't understand how much work goes into it. Unfortunately, we all have phones, we all can film, but we all can't film well. Marty, you were gonna say something and I cut off.
I was just gonna say, you hate the way brake lights are super early, or
Yep.
If you hate the circle in your eyes, you can use it with a paper sheet, just like this, and then it just turns into.
Yeah, it's just light. It's a light instead of, because that is the number one thing, is like everybody has those crazy circle eyes, like a raccoon or something. But yeah, like just what's the paper that you put down for cookies? You could put over, yeah, the baking sheet, yeah. Parchment paper, yeah. Parchment paper, yeah, because parchment paper is opaque enough, like one of the diffusions that you could just use a diffusion, right? Yeah, there's lots of hacks to do it, and I'm happy to go through that. Questions or comments about your PSA or anything about lights? We're going to leave it there for right now. We'll technically go into lab so you can focus on putting together your next piece. Most important things, we talk about lighting, we talk about all this to learn for the next piece, but it's got to be video. It's got to be persuasive message. You don't have to be in it. You can film somebody else you want in it. But if you have questions, approach me. I'm happy to work with you and it should be fun. I hope you have fun doing it. That's the most important thing. And also, which I don't think I said, this is the first project you can work in teams too. So filmmaking is a collaborative art and science. So you can do it by yourself, but you don't have to. We can work together. We could do it as a class. All right. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to end the Zoom, which I think I only recorded the end of. So.